welcome to the first video of how to work with BSS Work. If you have a machine like this one, uh, I don't know the brand that you have, but I have a BSS Rubber B. So as you can see over here, so I'm gonna do a couple of tutorial how to work with the BSS Works programs. Now they have a new version, which is I think is B Suite, but we're gonna be using BSS Works. And I like this one better than the other one. So let's do, like, for example, two pieces. I had this piece 14 3/4 by 35 and a half. So the first thing to do is go to a new one, so it's gonna show you over here the piece data. So on the information, it's asking me in inches to put the information that I want. So I want to be, instead, since these are doors, I want the length to be on the x-axis and the height to be in the y-axis. Okay, so let's do this. So I have 35.5, and then over here I want 14.75, and then the material thickness. So if you have like a material like this one, let's say this is 3/4, but it's not exactly 3/4, it's like 0.7. Okay, but I'm just gonna assume that it's 3/4 since I'm gonna be cutting through. So I'm just gonna put 0.75, or you can just put the real number, 0.7. Okay, you can always check with the caliper what's the measurement of yours. So 0.7. Okay, so now I do have a program over here, which is my piece that I want to cut, this one. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna go to here to milling, and then I'm gonna go to milling again. Okay, and then the next thing to do is just put a name on the piece, which is the name it's gonna be cutting. So I'm just gonna put cut, and diameter we're just gonna unselect this one, and on thickness we're gonna unselect it and then select it. I just wanna go that it goes through the measurements that has on default on the machining. So then I'm just gonna go and grab my 3A components or compressor, and instead I'm gonna put over here on the correction in the right, and lead type correct 3D curve 45. Over here as well, correct 3D curve 45. Initial extension I always like to put, like, let's say for example 2 inches, and the final 2 inches as well. And then additional data, vertical run, let's put 3. If you want, you can always put avoid output between the vertical runs. This one is gonna allow the bead, so when it goes, let's say that the bead is over here, goes around, instead of the machine going up and then trying to run again, it's gonna, let's say the first time that it runs, it's gonna go, and then instead of the machine going up, it's gonna go down, and it's gonna continue running. So that's the meaning of that. So you can put this, but I'm just gonna unselect it, or let's leave it like that. Okay, so I put vertical run 3, and you gotta make sure that the diameter of your tools and the up cut and down cut is let's say my down cut is only 1/8. So since the material is 3/4, if I go 3 times through the material, it's gonna cut the first time, it's gonna cut a little bit, the second time it's gonna go a little bit more deeper, and then the third time it's gonna go through the material. But the first time that it's cutting, if the material, let's say that your thickness that you want to cut is something like this, on the first time 1/4 is gonna cut, and you have a down float of 1/4, then it's gonna it's not going to it's gonna how do I say this, it's gonna like chip on your material. The material is gonna chip because you're using the down float to cut on the upper. So that's not good. Which means that you gotta always make sure that your down cut is 1/8. Or if you're using 1/4, you gotta make sure that goes to go through more than 1/4. Okay, so I think that is a valid explanation. If you don't understand, then I'll make another video explaining what I mean by that. Okay, so now what else do I have to do? I already have this over here, but now we're gonna go here and we're gonna go through figure, and then we're gonna go to rectangle. This is the easiest way to do a program. So over here it's asking me center. I'm gonna put corner. On the x-axis and y-axis, I'm gonna leave it like that. Corner x-axis and corner y-axis 0, 0. That's fine. And over here on the length, I'm just gonna put LPX. So the length of the peaks on the a-axis, the length of the piece that we put over here on the x-axis. Over here, LPY, length of the piece on the y-axis. Okay, so we have LPX, length of the piece on the x-axis, and LPY, length of the piece on the y-axis. So then we click OK. As you can see, we have the program now set up. So now, right now, what I did, I select these three. So let's unselect this, right? You have the piece already that is gonna cut, but now I want to see the tool path. It's going through the outside, which is correct. And then I want to see a little bit more. I want to see the tool passing through. So the blue line is the tool passing through the outside, which is correct. So then what you do is just save, and I always like to save my program into my programs, installing, and then I'm gonna put testing. Okay, so then on texting I'm just gonna put the measurements 14 3/4 by 35 and a half, 1/2. Okay, and then how many times do I have to cut this? I need to cut it 1 time, so I just put 1, and that's it. And that's how you do the program. Now you don't have to do over and over again to make the other programs, because if you have to go through all this, let's say through all this list, man, you're gonna have a hard time, and probably you're gonna mess it up in one of them. So it's always to have something to get like a reference and work from there. So what I do after this, I just use this as my main program, and wherever I want to make a change, I make the change on the P program, on the piece data, piece variable. Okay, so let's say if I change the dimension over here, what's gonna happen? So we have 30 inches by 30 inches. So now look what's gonna happen over here on the program. So let me zoom out a little bit, and when I click OK, the program change itself, because what we put over here is 2 variables, LPX by LPY. So the machine knows that LPS is the length of the piece on the x-axis, and LPY the length of the piece on the y-axis. So that's why whenever we're changing the piece variable, it's gonna change automatically the piece itself. So that's a good way to use the program and to make all your adjustments, and then you can make all these pieces. So then I'm gonna make another video showing you how to do the nesting and cutting the material. Thank you.